Today's Chicago Bears mailbag is presented by Butcher Box. If you want high-quality meat and seafood, none of that processed garbage, Butcher Box is the company for you, and they will ship it right to your doorstep, free of shipping if you're in the continental U.S. ButcherBox.com/NFL Daily is the place to go. We'll tell you a little bit more about them later on in the show. All right, let's get this mailbag going. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. Lucas praying, if the offense takes a big step forward, can you see the Bears making a 49ers-type playoff run from last year? Was this the first one we got? And I said, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know if NFC Championship game is something I would predict. The one I keep analogizing to, Lucas, is the Eagles from last year. So the Eagles were coming off a 4-win season the year before. They started 2-5, but they started to figure things out. Jalen Hurts was playing better. The defense started to play better. They had some guys step up. They rallied to 9-8 and made the playoffs. I could see the Bears being like that type of team where they're scrappy every week. They're competitive. The defense is pretty solid. Fields improves throughout the year. You know, you get into December, you're like 6-6, 7-5 with the chance to make the playoffs. I could see that very much being the case. I wouldn't predict a NFC Championship run, but here's the thing about the playoffs. You get in, you got a chance. We saw the Giants sneak into the playoffs and win the whole thing a couple of times. So it can happen. Crazier things have been done, but I would pump the brakes on that at least for now. Robert with the $10 super chat. Appreciate that, my friend. Ask a question next time, Robert, but all donations are appreciated. Kyle Smith, nice shirt, Harrison, FGB F49. I don't have the link, but you should check out ButcherBox. But if you want the FGB shirt, chatsports.com/FGB. You can also slide in my DMs. We'll tell you where you can find it. If you guys want to rep the squad, Week 2 is going to be here soon. So if you want to rep this in Week 2 against the Packers, better order it soon. Brandon Burrows, love the show, watch daily. What's your hot take? Hot take. I don't know if it's a hot take. I think the Bears win Week 1, though. I think they beat the Niners. I like catching them early. Trey Lance looked a little shaky. I know it's preseason, but the fact that they're keeping Jimmy Garoppolo tells me that there's at least a little bit of doubt in that organization and where Trey Lance's development is right now. Maybe it's a hot take, maybe it's not. But when you're a touchdown and 7.5 point underdog at home, I think it's somewhat of a hot take that you think the Bears are going to win, and I do. I think the Bears win this game on Sunday and they start 1-0. Biddy the Bulls, who are some players to watch against the 49ers on Sunday? Perfect segue from the last question to this one. So these are 5 players I would keep in mind here. Build that graphic really fast, Producer Jack. Justin Fields, quarterback. That's going to be true every week. We want to see how he's improving throughout the season. Braxton Jones at left tackle. How does he hold up, especially if they line up Nick Bosa opposite of him some? I'm sure they will. How does he do? Jaquan Brisker, rookie safety. I have high expectations. Missed the final 2 preseason games, but appears to be good to go. I want to watch him play. Roquan Smith didn't play in the preseason. Neither did Robert Quinn. I have high expectations for both. They need to be anchors on this defense. Can they have an impact in Week 1 after sitting out the preseason? I think they can. I expect that to be the case. Now, who you got in this opener for the Bears? Type CHI for Chicago, type SF for the San Francisco 49ers. This will be the pinned comment on today's show. Let us know who you got in Week 1. Cornelius Pryor, is Dominique Robinson okay? So I'm filming this mailbag on our Tuesday live show, so if you're watching this, Friday, Saturday, whenever we push it out, this information could change, but he did not practice on Monday. We'll see if he practices Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. If you watch this and you're like, oh, he practiced, then he's probably fine. So hopefully we'll find out soon. The first official injury report comes out on Wednesday. We'll see what it says. Sang-Rae Kim, I'll have to see more, but Buston's looking better. Is the B going to come off, Sang-Rae? Is the B going to come off, Sang-Rae? All right, you're see, this is an honest fan here, because if you're a true Bears fan, A, you want Fields to succeed, and B, if he does, you'll acknowledge it. So let's check in after Week 1. Let's see how it looks. Appreciate the super chat. Santos Marino, hits requires depth. More corners will help. Yeah, talking about the hits principle. I think more corners in general is also just good, hits principle or not. You need guys who can cover, man. In this league, it's a passing league now. You need guys who are able to do that. So, I completely agree. I would feel comfortable with a proven corner as your CB4 right now behind Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and Vilder. I don't think that'll happen before Week 1. You'll roll with what you got. But if the depth doesn't look good early, then I could see them making a move here. Now, today's show is presented by Butcher Box, and you can get started with Butcher Box by going to butcherbox.com/NFL Daily and use promo code NFL Daily. I want to tell you guys about some of the benefits of getting going with Butcher Box because they really are fantastic. Here's the deal. It's high-quality meat and seafood, none of that processed garbage. They don't put any antibiotics or added hormones into their meat. Their beef is 100% grass-fed. Their chicken is free-range and organic. Their pork is raised crate-free. Wild-caught seafood. Again, this is not any of that processed garbage. Convenience is great, too. I told you guys earlier. They're going to deliver it right to your doorstep. The shipping is free if you're in the continental U.S. and no surprise fees. None of those, when you buy tickets online for a Bears game and they sneak in like a $20 charge. None of that stuff. Free shipping if you're in the continental U.S. Choose from a variety of box plan options from curated to customized. Change your plan whenever you want. Here is an awesome deal as well. Every time you order, once you create an account at butcherbox.com/NFL Daily, for the first year, you get 2 pounds of free-range organic chicken breast for free in every order when you sign up at butcherbox.com/NFL Daily. That is code NFL Daily as well. Claim this today at butcherbox.com/NFL Daily, promo code NFL Daily. You don't have to buy chicken breasts anymore when you go to the grocery store. Butcher Box is going to have you guys covered. You can get your other meats, get your beef, get your seafood. You get the 2 pounds of free chicken. Boom, you're ready to go. ButcherBox.com/NFL Daily. Grilled some chicken over the weekend from there. It was fantastic. They delivered it right to my doorstep. Good to go. High quality meat. Go check them out. Link and promo code in the description. Promo code NFL Daily. All right, more super chats. Sangray Kim back at it. Who's the odd man out if Leatherwood is good? Define good. Like starting good? Maybe it's Tevin Jenkins or maybe it's Larry Borom. Now, I think Jenkins is further along than Leatherwood. So, I would guess, like, say Borom really struggles at right tackle and Leatherwood impresses in practice, I would guess that would be the first spot they would plug him in. But I continue to wonder, is Leatherwood more of a guard? I kind of think he might be. They're not going to rush Leatherwood. I'll say that. I think they're comfortable with the 5 they have right now. Remember, Riley Reif is in the mix too. He's ready to plug in if needed at right or left tackle. So let's wait and see how this plays out, Sangray Kim. I think this is more of a long-term play with Alex Leatherwood. Charles Escher here. Trash can Lance will get sacked 6 times. Let's go, baby. Type F Lance in the chat. F Lance. They drafted the wrong quarterback. They should have drafted Justin Fields, but he fell into our laps at 11. Type F Lance in the chat because he's going to be uncomfortable. The Bears are going to make him uncomfortable. All right, who wins MVP for the Bears this season? I don't think any Bears going to win NFL MVP unless Justin Fields goes crazy this year. But who's going to be the Bears MVP? That's what I want to know down in the comments below. All right, next up here is, we'll get to that question in a second. Aaron, could you swap Whitehair and Patrick since Whitehair has played center? You could, but he's taken 0 snaps at center in the preseason. I think that would be a bad idea. If it's not Patrick, it'll be Mustipher. If it's a game or two, it's fine. Mustipher, I think, deserves credit. He's been solid in the preseason. He's not perfect. He never will be. But I told you guys after last year when he was struggling, I was like, this guy will have value as a backup center. And I think he proved that in the preseason. He's ready to plug in and play. He's got playing experience. I think they're done moving Whitehair around. He's your left guard. That's it. Scott Osborne, Bengals just cut Thaddeus Moss. I believe he is an upgrade at wide receiver. Well, he's a tight end for one, Scott. So if you want to sign him at tight end, sure. But Thaddeus Moss just isn't that good. I mean, there's a reason he's been bouncing around practice squad. So I'm not that interested in Thaddeus Moss. Nick Sartini, chances of a wild card berth. I think a decent chance. If you're watching live on Tuesday, we're going to do my record prediction video. I'll go through every game. If you're watching this later in the week, that video is going to go out on the channel on Saturday, the day before week 1, my record prediction video. So check that out. But I do think that there is a chance, Nick. There's absolutely a chance. Jesse James, who is your biggest X factor? If you're talking about week 1, Cole Kmet. I mentioned him in our preview video. Someone's got to take pressure off Mooney, draw some attention. Cole Kmet can be that guy. I expect 5 or more catches from Kmet in week 1. That's what I'm looking for. I want 5 catches out of Kmet, Say 5 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown. That'd be a great week 1. Let's do it. Cole Kmet's the X Factor. Subscribe to Bears Now because it's the only time you can be on these mailbags. Our live shows every Tuesday. So subscribe, turn on notifications. More Bears moves are probably going to come, and we'll have you covered. So hit that big red button. The latest news and rumors around this football team can be found here. And remember, we're trying to beat the 49ers report and more subscribers this week. Let's make it happen. Subscribe right now. Adam White, how many turnovers do you think the Bears get this weekend? Have to imagine at least 1. Yeah, I would set the over-under at 1.5, and I'll take the over. I'll take 2. 2 turnovers, maybe 3, but if you get at least 2, you're in a good position, especially at home because you already got the little home, benefit to you. If you have 2 and you only give it away once or less, I think you'll win this game. I really do. And Lance will give you some chances, I think. Trey Lance is going to put the ball in harm's way at least once or twice. Got to capitalize. This team preaches takeaways, peanut punch, hands on the football. Let's go. Let's get those takeaways. Nicholas Ritchie, anything on Osemele as he's signing? Nothing yet. He worked out over the weekend, I believe on Saturday. We'll see. Hasn't played since 2020. Ryan Poles is familiar with him as he played 5 or 6 games with the Chiefs that season, was playing well before he got hurt. He's got an all-pro under his belt at guard. I think that was kind of like one of those check-in workouts, like, hey, if we need a guard, what's Kelechi Osemele up to? He looks to be in shape. Beyond that, I don't know. Jimothy Jim Jam, how well do you see this team making in-game adjustments? Better than the last regime. You just watch this team, and you hear the practice reports, and you see what's going on. You're like, at minimum, this team is well coached. Now, doesn't mean it's going to translate to 12 wins in year 1 or anything like that. You still have to have talent. You got to make the right calls. You got to make the right calls at the right times, hence the in-game adjustments, and we got to see how that goes. But outside of Matt Eberflus not challenging a play he should have, in I think the second preseason game, the Coulter catch, that was clearly a catch, nothing was glaring to me where I was like, I didn't like that, or they should have made this adjustment or that. Now, preseason, totally different deal. It's more vanilla schemes for every team involved, but that includes the Bears. They didn't show that much either. So I feel good about this staff making adjustments. Trey Talk Sports, would you sign Cam Newton to back up Justin Fields if we didn't have Trevor Siemian? I mean, sure, if you didn't have Siemian, I'd be open to Cam. I like Cam. He's not a starter, but I think as a backup, sure. Is he willing to be a backup? That's what I would ask. He's on record a few weeks ago saying there's no way 32 quarterbacks are better than me. So he's basically saying I'm a starting caliber quarterback. I disagree. Is he a top 64? Should he be a backup in this league? Absolutely. There are garbage backups in this league. But if he thinks he should start somewhere, he's sadly mistaken in my opinion. As a backup, say Trevor Siemian got hurt, had a big injury, I'd sign Cam to be the backup. Absolutely.